Hello everybody, it's Sensei Justis and welcome back to yet another pre-Skillz follow-along lesson. And I have a lovely Miss Virginia here to help me, and let's get right into our warm-ups. And there are black dots. Okay. You ready? Okay. Okay, so for our warm-ups today, I'm going to be using one of our blue hand pads, or kind of kicking shields that we have. It's about the size of my forearm, so you can use either a pot holder, like you would use for hot dishes, or a small picture book. Just anything that's not going to be too large for your child to jump over or around, alright? So I'm going to put it right down on the floor here, and the first one that we're going to do is our ski jump. So I'm going to stand to the side of my pad, and I'm going to hop with 2 feet over it to the other side, and then I'm going to hop with 2 feet back to my starting position. So Miss Virginia, she's going to hop to the other side and back, hop to the other side and back, hop to the other side and back, hop to the other side and back. One more, and back. Perfect. So for each one of these exercises, you'll probably want to do each one about 5 to 10 times, because these exercises are going to mimic the ladder drills that we do in class with our jumping ladder, but obviously on a much smaller scale. So you'll probably want to do each one several times to really get your heart pumping and the blood moving. All right, so now for our next one, we're going to do a very, very similar one, but now instead of standing to the side of my object that I have down on the floor, I'm going to be standing behind it. So now I'm going to use 2 feet, and I'm going to hop in front of my pad, and then I'm going to hop behind my pad. All right, ready, Miss Virginia? So she's going to hop in front and back, and in front and back, and in front and back, and in front and back. Good job. So this one might be a little bit trickier just because, especially if you're using something like a book where it's most likely going to be rectangular, you might end up being on the longer end for this one. So if your child is struggling and they end up landing on your pot holder or your book or whatever you're using, you can just turn it so that way it's now on the shorter end. So then they can kind of build up their strength and build up their confidence to eventually get to that longer end. So I'm going to turn it back over to my long end one more time. And now for our next one, I'm still going to be standing behind. And now we're going to do kind of a somewhat hopscotch. So I'm going to be standing behind, and with 2 feet, I'm now going to hop to 1 foot on either side of my pad. So I'm going to hop. So I have 1 foot on either side, and then now I'm going to go back to my 2 feet being in front. So now I'm in front. So now I'm going to go backwards now, and I'm going to go feet on either side, and then back. So ready, Virginia? She's going to go feet on either side and back, feet on either side and back, feet on either side and back, feet on either side, back. One more. Feet on either side, back, feet on either side, and back. So you can see how it kind of looks a lot like hopscotch. Now, for our last one, here's where it's going to be a little bit trickier. So now I'm going to stand back on the side, and I'm going to put 1 foot up. So I'm going to be in my flamingo. And now I'm going to hop to the other side, but now I've switched what foot is up in the air. And then I'm going to hop back, and over, and back, and over. All right, so this is kind of a somewhat fast feet, somewhat flamingo kind of exercise. So ready, Virginia? Just going to hop over, and hop over, hop over, hop over. And this one's good because it's not only building up their leg strength. All of these exercises will help with their leg strength, but this one's also going to help with their balance and their coordination. All right, and that concludes our warm-up for the day. All right, so now that we've concluded with our warm-ups, now we're going to do our normal stretches that we always do. So we're going to start out with our washing machine. And remember, our feet should be stuck in cement like always. And then we're going to move on to our tree exercise. And I like to keep doing the same stretches every week in class, just so that way, even though our schedule of the things that we do in class changes every week, this helps the kids kind of keep in a little bit of a routine. So that way they always know that, oh, we're doing the same stretches that we always do, and it helps kind of solidify our class routine in their brains a little bit more by having that one thing that stays the same every single week. So look at your shoulders and down, and we'll do one more time. I'm feeling extra tree today. So ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your hands, wiggle your elbows, wiggle your shoulders, and then lift down, touch your toes. And then ready, big arm circles. And then big arm circles going the other way. And then ready, little arm circles. And then ready, little arm circles going the other way. And then ready, butterfly stretch. And remember, our feet should be together. Hands go under our toes. And then we flap our wings really, really fast. And then really, really slow. And then really, really fast. And then really, really slow. And really, really fast. And really, really slow. Alright. And now that we've warmed up and stretched out our bodies, now let's move on to our break falls for the day. Okay, so for our break falls today, we're going to do both our backwards slap out and our forward slap out. So if you need a reminder on either one of these, don't worry, I'm still going to explain everything. But you can always go back and watch the weeks previous where we really focus on our back slap out and we really focus on our forward slap out. But now we're going to practice both of them in one day. All right, so we're going to start off with our regular slap out first. So this is learning how to fall backwards safely. So Miss Virginia is going to cross her arms over her chest like she's giving herself a great big hug. She's going to tuck in her chin nice and tight, and then when I say go, she's going to fall back until her shoulders hit the floor, and she's going to slap her palms down on the ground and then sit up. All right, ready? She's going to do it 2 more times. So ready? She's going to fall and slap her hands down and then sit up. And then 1 more time. Good job. If your child is having difficulties with their back slap out and they're feeling really uncomfortable and they're starting to catch themselves with their wrists or with their elbows, you can put your hand behind their back like this. And as they do it, so ready, get in your position, Miss Virginia. So as they do it, you just kind of guide them down so that way they feel that kind of sense of security of, oh, someone's holding me and I can trust that I'm not going to get hurt. And that will help them gain a little bit more confidence in being able to go all the way down to their shoulders and then slapping. Because we don't want them to get in the habit of catching themselves on their wrists or their elbows, because in the real world, if they were to fall on the pavement and do that, that's where they're going to get injured. So ready, can you do it 1 more time for me, Miss Virginia? So if I was trying to help my kid because they were having issues with it, I'm just going to put my hand on their back, and I usually put one hand by their hands too, and then just slowly guide them down until they're on the ground. All right, and that is our back slap out, and you would do each one of these anywhere from 3 to 5 times is perfectly fine. So now we're going to move on to our forward slap out. So for our forward slap outs, we need to be up on our knees, and Miss Virginia is going to put her hands out. She's going to glue all of her fingers out flat. So her thumb and her forefinger should be making either a triangle or a diamond. And then she's going to turn her head. And remember, with this one, we're not falling on our wrists or our elbows. We're falling on our forearms, okay? So ready, and go. She's going to fall straight forward down to her forearms. And back up. And then ready, set, go. And back up. And then ready, set, go. Good. And back up. With this one, we find that they are a lot more confident with this one because, I mean, it's a really an instinct thing. When we fall backwards, we don't know where we're falling or what we're going to be falling into, but when we fall forwards, we can see where we're going. So a lot of the times With this one, the kids just struggle with remembering to turn their heads and remembering not to catch themselves on the wrists. So with this one, you just want to give more verbal reminders of don't forget to turn your head and make sure that you land on your forearm, not on your elbow. All right? And that concludes our slap outs for the day. And now let's move on to our lesson. All right, so for today's lesson, we're going to work on pad drill number 3. So this is probably one of our harder pad drills that the kids get to learn in this program. And it's a little bit harder just because it has a lot of steps. So the first thing that Miss Virginia is going to do is she's going to get in her ready stance, right? Because we're still going to work on that jab cross like we always do. And this is really good because it helps them learn their front and their back, things that are closer versus farther away. And it's also going to work on their coordination a little bit, while also getting them used to the terms jab and cross that we use a lot when they get into the juniors program. So this pad drill is going to start with 2 high fives. So your big up top kind of high fives. So I'm going to hold my hands up, or my hand pads in this case, or oven mitts, whatever I'm using to help my child practice. And I'm going to go jab cross, but we're going to do high. So for this one, you want to aim for about like their forehead height. So ready? We're going to do up top. Ready? We'll do it 2 more times. Up top, and up top. And now we're going to move on to the next set. And the next set is going to be in the middle. So these ones are going to be about chest height. So she's going to go jab cross up top, and then jab cross in the middle. And each time that she does them, she's crossing over. So anytime that we're doing any of our pad drills and they're doing their high fives, they're going to be making an X with their hands. So if I'm using my left hand, then she's going to be hitting it with her left hand. Or right hand, sorry. If I'm using my left hand, she's using her right hand. Or left. You get what I'm saying. But either way, I'm going opposite sides. So she's not using the mirror side of me, where if I was doing this side like this, she's going to be using her other hand. All right. So let's try that one more time. We're going to go 2 up top and 2 in the middle. And ready? 2 up top and 2 in the middle. And now we're going to add the last set of high fives for this one. The last set of high fives for this one is going to be 2 down lows. And even though we're doing the down lows, we're still going to do that crossing over pattern. So we're going to go 2 up top, 2 in the middle, and then 2 down low. Good job. Ready? And 2 up top, 2 in the middle, and 2 down low. So ready? Jab cross up top, jab cross in the middle, and jab cross down low. Now, if your child is really, really good at their jab crosses and really, really good at kind of getting the different levels of it, you can totally practice all 6 of those high fives as one step. But if this is their first time ever doing the drill, it usually is better to start off with the 2 up top, practice that 3 times, do the 2 in the middle 3 times, and then the 3 down low. So building on each level of it as you get further down. So now that we've done all of our high fives for this drill, here's where it's going to get really, really tricky. So before, with all of our other drills, when we were doing our push palms, right, like this, and we were going for the nose, and we were doing our brush elbow, or our cool guys, and we were going for the ear, now we're going to go for the stomach. So with all those other ones, they were using the same side, so that kind of mirror side. Now they're going to use their opposite side. So now I'm going to go for Miss Virginia's tummy, and she's going to use the opposite side. So basically still the same side that she would be using if she was doing her high fives. But now I'm going to go straight for her tummy, and she's going to do her ice cream scoop and her ice cream scoop. So her ice cream scoop is going to look just like this. So her hand starts up here, and then it's just going to go right down, and then other side goes right down. So it might be helpful for your child to practice this in the air a few times. So ready? Let's practice it together. Ready? And down, and down, and then down, and down, and then one more, down, and down. All right, so let's try this one all together so far. So we're going to go 2 up top, 2 in the middle, 2 down low, and then go for the tummy, and they're going to do ice cream scoop and ice cream scoop, still using that same hand that they were doing for their jab cross. All right, ready? 2 more times. Up top, 2 in the middle, 2 down low, and then ice cream scoop, ice cream scoop. Ready? 2 up top, 2 in the middle, 2 down low, and then ice cream scoop, ice cream scoop. One more, and let's go really slow with this one. So 2 up top, 2 in the middle, 2 down low, and then ready to go straight for the tummy, and she goes in for her ice cream scoop, and then in for the ice cream scoop. So the ice cream scoop is definitely going to be the one that's going to be the hardest for them, just because they're having to use that opposite hand. But if you really work on just that section with them a lot more, they usually tend to get it pretty fast. They really, really love those high fives though. And now to end this one, we're going to end it just like we end all of our other pad drills with 2 knee strikes. So ready? We're going to go 2 high fives up top, 2 in the middle, 2 down low, and then ice cream scoop, and 2 knees. Ready? And up top, middle, down low, ice cream scoop, and 2 knees. And then 2 up top, 2 in the middle, and 2 down low, and then ice cream scoop, and 2 knees. And that concludes our pad drill number 3. Now let's move on to learning how to do our bulldozer. Alright, and the last thing that we're going to work on today is our bulldozer. Now, most of the kids who have been in this program for a while are used to doing their bulldozer with a foam roller, and we'll show you how to practice that one with a foam roller if you have one at home in just a moment. But for right now, we're going to use 2 of our kick shields that we have, but you can totally use a normal sleeping pillow that you have at home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my pillow in front of me laid out the long way, so I'm on the long edge of it, and Miss Virginia is going to be doing the same thing, but she's going to be coming this way and I'm going to be going forward, so you can get 2 different angles of it. So I'm kneeling down in front of it right now, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my legs and I'm going to bring my leg on the other side of it, so that way now I'm up on one knee. Now, a lot of the little kids don't really know this position other than seeing like proposals in movies, so you might have to explain it to them as like that, and some of them are going to get in the habit of doing it like this, which is okay, but we eventually want them to get down to the point where they are down on one knee. All right, so now that I'm on one knee over my pillow, and Miss Virginia is too, now all that we're going to do to practice our bulldozer is I'm going to put my hands down on my pillow, and I'm going to scooch it forward as I bring my back leg up against the pillow. And then I scoot my front leg forward, and I scoot the pillow, and then my back leg. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to scoop myself and the pillow forward all the way down to however long I want to go. And then if I want to go the other direction, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to turn. So that way now I'm sitting on my pillow, and then I'm going to switch. So now I've switched which leg is up on top, or is up on one knee. And now I'm going to scooch going the other direction. And then if I want to switch sides again, I sit down and then I switch sides. Now, a lot of the kids are going to have issues doing the switch, which is okay. A lot of them are going to do it as they're going to be here, and then they're going to have to stand up and then actually physically switch sides and get back down and do it, which is totally okay. We do eventually want them to get into the habit of doing the sit and the knee, but as long as they are learning how to do it on both sides, that's really what matters at this point. We're just trying to build those foundations of the movement. We're not really going to get too much into the specifics of each one. So Miss Virginia, can you show one more time for us, please? So Miss Virginia is going to get down on one knee, and she's going to scoot with her pillow. And see how she brings her front forward up first, and then the pillow, and then her back leg. And then ready, she's going to turn around. So she's going to switch which side, and then she's going to do it on this other side. And you can do this across your living room, or across a long hallway, across your bedroom. Basically any space where you can do a few scooches on one side and then a few scooches going the other way. Now, we're going to show you how you can do it with a foam roller if you have a foam roller at home. Okay, so we just learned how to do our bulldozer with a pillow at home, but if you're someone who has a foam roller that you use to like crack your back at home, here's how your child can practice doing their bulldozer with this too. So all they're going to do is they're going to kneel in front of the foam roller, laying down on the ground, and work across the long side, of course. And then we're going to do the exact same movements that we did before. So I'm going to go up on one knee with one leg on either side of it. And now, instead of scooching it, I'm just going to roll the foam roller as I scoot my legs. So I'm going to bring my front leg up first, roll the foam roller, and then bring my back leg up to it. And all the way down. And then if I want to switch, I switch legs, and then all the way back. It does usually tend to be a little bit easier to do with a foam roller just because it's something round that's moving. So it's going to be a little bit faster versus using a pillow where it's going to be a little bit tougher for them just because they have to scooch it instead of rolling it. But either one is perfectly fine because it's still going to be working on those same movements and still going to be working on strengthening all those muscles that we want to strengthen. All right, and with that, that concludes our bulldozer practice for the day, and that ends our pre-skills class for today. Have a good one.